Hey guys, Tiff here. I just quickly want to apologize for the mess in the background. I just recently moved from Ohio to South Carolina, and so I'm just kind of trying to cover some things with my head and make for a tidy video. So here we are, we're talking about the hero's journey and Joseph Campbell and his work. And here's the book here. This is The Hero with 1,000 Faces by Joseph Campbell. And why this is so important is because Joseph Campbell found in his research, he found that all of these different religions and myths and stories from all over the globe, all over the world, have a similar blueprint. The hero's journey is a psychological and spiritual retreat and return. It's all about transfiguration. It's about transformation. This video, I'm just going to quickly talk about the first two stages of the hero's journey. The very first stage of the hero's journey is called the call to adventure. And I'm just going to quickly read a quote and then I'll break it down. But Joseph Campbell, he makes it so eloquent and so beautiful and so poetic in this entire book that, I mean, I've read this book about 3 times, and along with some of his other works, and I love this book. I love this book because it just integrates so much information into one beautiful piece. So here is a quote from the Call to Adventure. This is the very first stage of the hero's journey. But whether small or great, and no matter what the stage or grade of life, the call rings up the curtain, always, on a mystery of transfiguration, a rite, a moment of spiritual passage which, when complete, amounts to a dying and a birth. The familiar life horizon has been outgrown. The old concepts, ideals, and emotional patterns no longer fit. The time for a passing of a threshold is at hand. And to break this down, what this means is no matter at what stage you are in your life, whether you're young, whether you're old, in the middle like I am, it doesn't matter how old you are or where you are in your life. When you desire transfiguration, if you are desiring change in your life, when your patterns no longer fit, when what makes sense to you before doesn't make sense to you now, that's the call to adventure. And it says here that which, when complete, when the whole hero's journey is complete, amounts to a dying and a birth. So that may sound familiar to Christians. You know, when someone says that I'm a born-again Christian, or, you know, along those lines, they are literally saying that they went through the hero's journey. Now, I personally believe that all religions are the truth. They all are beautiful and poetic and wonderful in their own way. But I understand it when someone says, I'm a born-again Christian. I understand that they went through this spiritual passage in their own unique way and are now transformed because of it. And it just kind of reminds me of, and it's related but not really, it kind of reminds me of bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs, and that time during puberty, because during puberty there is a psychological, a chemical, biological change that happens to a person, and it's a ritual. They kind of are leaving their childhood behind and are on to becoming a young adult. I think my dog is having a nightmare. She's sitting right here. She always likes to hang out with me wherever I am. So this is little Mealy. She was in my one video. She's kind of sleepy right now. But going through the hero's journey is like going through the the unknown zone. It's a psychological retreat. Sometimes people will kind of waver back and forth. Yes. Because I have called and ye refused. I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh upon you, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. There is a higher self that we all have, and to not follow that is refusing the call. For those of you who have not refused the call, there is supernatural aid that comes in and assists you. So when I talk about guardian angels, when I talk about spirit guides, they're all the same. It's all the same to me. There are in fact higher dimensional beings who are in charge of people and things that assist in awakening and bringing about a golden age here on earth, which is in all these different religions. So I guess I just quickly want to talk about my own personal life and put aside the book, because I have been referencing out of the book. Before I even came upon this information, I started documenting my dreams and my life and what was happening to me. I started doing that about 5 years ago, and it was only after I read The Hero with 1,000 Faces that I really knew 100% what I was going through was the Hero's Journey template. And so I'm going to talk about supernatural aid, because this is really, really fascinating, and I've thought about it for a long time, like, should I talk about this? At the very beginning, when I first started writing my life down and what was happening, I was having some psychological / spiritual things happening to me, and I did in fact, this is my own supernatural aid that helped me, I did in fact see 3 beings, and they are very typical of what people call angels. You can look up on the internet and find that it's not as uncommon as it may seem. There are a lot of people every day who witness beings that come to them, or who they see or interact with. Now, the very first one was of a male figure, and he had an outline of a man. I could tell it was a man. And I was looking at him straight ahead. He had a sword in his hand, and in his right hand, and I could see through him, but he was like golden. It was golden light that I saw, and it happened in the morning time, right when I was like waking up. I was just sitting up, and I saw this being, and he didn't say anything to me, but he was just there for about 4 seconds, and I'm staring at him like, what is happening? Oh my God. And then I blink, and then I look over to the doorway, and there's this old woman who was made up of the same kind of light, and she had her hand over her heart. She was like standing in the doorway, and she had her hand over her heart, and she was just looking at me like this. And I mean, I wasn't scared or anything. I was just kind of watching, like, what is going on? But it took my breath away, and still even me talking about it gives me, like, I'm shaking because it's so real, and I'm not making this up. I couldn't be genius enough to make up this information. I blink and I close my eyes and I look down, and then I look up again, and there's this younger girl hovering in the air about 3 feet off the ground, spinning in a circle, and she had a long dress on. You know, this doesn't make me crazy. This doesn't make me schizophrenic. I've been doing research and writing, and I'm actually trying to write my own book, so I'm really going far with this, and so perhaps maybe that's why I was allowed to see these beings. But yes, maybe I will have another video about this, because that in of itself will be a long video, because there's a lot of detail. I wrote down a lot of detail that day in my journals of what I saw, and beyond beautiful, beyond peaceful, very still, very silent. And I got to glimpse into that, and it means a lot to me, and I don't care who believes me or who doesn't. It doesn't matter. I'm just happy about the things that I was able to witness and to understand. So, but stay tuned, and I will talk to you guys soon, okay?